What is going on, everybody? This is your man, Big B. We are just live today. Just wanted to touch base with y'all, man. Didn't want a whole lot. Just like I said, just touching base on how we're feeling. How we're feeling basically 24 hours later after Aaron Rodgers signed with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So just wanted to see what you guys thought about it. What are our feelings? Just basically get a pulse check. You know what I'm saying? Just check in and see how we're feeling. There's a lot of Ravens fans out there. Jar Devil, what's going on? Or Jared Devil, we appreciate you, man. What's happening? What's going on? Forever 412. Yeah, there's a lot of Ravens fans out there that are basically in their feelings about it, saying whatever. I just think it's funny. I think it's funny. It's not like the Steelers got a quarterback that was better than yours, but the problem is, and I think Ravens fans know it, is that the Steelers got a quarterback that is way more competent than what they've had. And that scares them. That scares them, regardless of what they say it does. So it does. So that's the whole point, is that's where we currently are right now. CID, what's going on, man? How you doing? Appreciate you being in here. Said he's fine with Rodgers, still need a wide receiver too. Even if we didn't have a wide receiver too, you should still be fine with Rodgers. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This is where we're at now. So DB Boys said he's feeling great. Any indication on contract numbers? No. I mean, and quite frankly, it doesn't really matter. To be honest, it doesn't matter what the contract is. If it's 20 million, if it's 30 million, if it's 40 million, it isn't keeping the Pittsburgh Steelers from doing anything that they want to do. So I don't want people to get bent out of shape, regardless of what the number is. I would doubt it's 35 or 40 million dollars a year, but even if it is, it literally doesn't matter. It's not going to keep the Steelers from adding another receiver or whatever position that they choose to at this time. So I like the situation that we're in, but it also helps, so many people out there, myself included, that Will Howard is in the fold. This helps Will Howard. What better way to sit back and learn from a future Hall of Famer that, by all intents and purposes, is willing to help you? He's willing to help. So if he's willing to help you, then hell, take advantage of that. This helps Will Howard, man. So as long as Aaron Rodgers doesn't show attitude to his teammates, then it'll be cool. Yeah. I mean, he can't be throwing guys under the bus. We saw a little bit of that last year. He can't be doing that. But we'll see. What's going on, Byron Nelson? It's a done deal. Let's ride. Yeah, I'm just ready. I'm ready. I feel good about it. And again, you all know me. I was out. I was like, I'm tired of the drama. I'm just, either you want to be here or you don't. Now he's here. Let's get going. I can't be the guy that is, well, you were out on him until he signed, and now I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the Pittsburgh Steelers. I want our team to win. That's it. That's it. We can sit around and we can talk and say a bunch of other stuff, but what's going on, Clarence? How you doing, brother? But it's just like, let's just win and let everything else take care of itself. That's it. So, the Reaper says we're cooked. I don't know why. If you think we're cooked now, then you thought we were cooked before. You thought we were well done before. So, that's all. Sophie was acting up. Angel, Sophie was acting up. She was in the room. I was going to have her out here, but she was barking at the door. We went out 3 times in the last 5 minutes. She's got food. She's got water. She just didn't want me to be on the phone. That's all it is. Well, she got to be in the room today. So that's what happens when you act up. That's what happens. So, Gene Smith, what's on? What's going on? The title made you laugh. Okay. I get it. I get it. We're just checking the temperature, man. We just want to see what you guys are feeling today. Felicia, what up? What up? What up? Yeah, I just want to see what you guys are feeling 24 hours later. Like, are we still feeling it? Are we upset? Are we happy? Like I said, Ravens fans have been shook. They're all over in the chat. They calling me names. They're calling you names. They're calling Steeler fan names. It's just, I'm like, we didn't get a quarterback that was better than Lamar Jackson. It's like, we don't think that Aaron Rodgers is better than Lamar Jackson. But the problem, like I said, with Ravens fans is they're like, so let me get this straight. They beat us every year. They beat us 8 out of the last 11 times with below average quarterback play. Now they add a guy that can give them a little bit, even if it's average to slightly above average quarterback play. Well, now what happens? That's why Ravens fans are upset. So Felicia says she's not feeling it, but she accepts it. I think that's probably the best thing that you can do. I think that's what it is. If you're not feeling it, you have to accept it because it's happening. So CID, I hope we can sign Rodgers for 2 years. Whoever we draft next year will be greatly benefit from it. You know, I asked that question yesterday in the podcast. If you guys haven't seen the podcast, make sure you guys go check that out. But if you haven't seen it, make sure you do. And I asked that question, like, what happens if Rodgers plays good? You know, what happens if the Steelers are good? If the Steelers play good and Rodgers plays good, if Rodgers wants to play another year, do we let him do that? And my conclusion to that was playing good, he has to play good, and the Steelers have to be good. And in my opinion, being good means winning a playoff game, or at least being competitive in a playoff game. So that's my thing. Paul says, I'm a Rodgers fan, and from what I saw last year with the Jets, the play calling was archaic. If A-Rod and Arthur Smith bring an updated offense, it can get exciting. I think that's kind of what it would be, because I think that Aaron Rodgers is going to demand certain things that they run in the offense that he's comfortable with doing that are updated stuff. So that's what I think. But yeah, that's the whole thing. Big B, does Big G agree with you about Aaron Rodgers? He's on board now. You know, G was crashing out, but he's on board because he understands that the quarterback room got better. Just like the wide receiver room got worse when George Pickens got traded, the quarterback room just got better. It got better. So, yes, this is the best scenario for us, Steely. Absolutely. So, yeah, you know what, CID? That's a great point. Is Tomlin wanting to put his hands on everything? His play calling is outdated and predictable. That might have been something that they have to or already had a conversation about and said, look, I'm going to use the entire field. And I don't care that you don't want to do that. If you don't want to use the entire field to be successful, then I'm not coming to Pittsburgh. Period. End of story. Because I'm not going to handicap myself because you're not comfortable. I hope that's a conversation that Aaron Rodgers had with Mike Tomlin. So Clarence said, I listened to Michael Irvin. I believe what he said. Only a few quarterbacks can go to the line, have that pre-snap in his head, just like Tom Brady could do. Russell Wilson couldn't do it. No, he couldn't. He couldn't. So that's my only thing. I would think that Aaron Rodgers had a conversation. It's like, look, guys, I want to come there, but you're going to have to give a little, just like I'm going to have to give a little. And I'm giving a little bit by, I'm coming there. I'm taking probably less money, but I'm not coming there to run some outdated, archaic offense. You're going to have to give me some carte blanche to do what needs to be done. So And that's the whole thing. Yeah, Felicia, I don't know if that's the best approach, though, talking about it's not our money. It's never going to be our money. I mean, unless somebody becomes an owner that's in here, but it's never going to be our money. That's why I don't worry about that aspect of it, because it's like, I mean, it didn't come out of my pocket, but I still want to win. That's the whole thing. I hate being in a season where guys don't win, where my team doesn't win, and we're out of it by mid-season, and then I got to suffer through the rest of a football season when my team stinks. Those seasons are awful. Awful. So that's my thing. It just, I think, I mean, whether it works out or not, and it may not. And we're probably going to talk next week about Mike Tomlin. Like, if this doesn't work out, because this has Mike Tomlin written all over it. And I would say probably next Monday, we're going to talk about, hey, if this don't work out, is Mike Tomlin on a super hot seat then? Because you didn't address it in the offseason. You didn't draft a quarterback higher than what you could have in this draft. You took Aaron Rodgers. It didn't work out. Or is it Mike Tomlin saying, I don't know, we knew, and Art Rooney said, we knew this season wasn't going to be what we thought, and we're just putting it all into 2026, get our franchise quarterback then. So, but we'll see. You have an amazing day too, Taco. Oh, Andre Green said he is visiting the Pro Football Hall of Fame on Monday and looking forward to stocking up on new Steelers merchandise. Well, if you're looking for new Steelers merchandise there, you can also get new Steelers merchandise. You can get Steelers Almighty merchandise as well, my man. Shoot. Just go ahead and go to SteelersAlmightyShop.com. Pick you up some Steelers Almighty merchandise. So, yeah, I think it's a Tomlin move, but yeah, I just wanted to talk. Like I said, don't want to talk too long, but just wanted to see where you guys were at with this thing. It's 24 hours. He's going to be at minicamp. DK is supposedly be at minicamp. Everybody's going to be at minicamp except probably TJ Watt. And even then, even if he shows up, he's going to do a hold in. So I get it. It is what it is. Do you think Aaron Rodgers elevates us above the Bengals? I think the Steelers were above the Bengals anyway. I mean, if we weren't above the Bengals, we were right with them. But the Bengals didn't do anything on defense. Like, they didn't do anything on defense. And the offense is the exact same as it's been. So I feel good about the signing, Dante. It just, like I said, it makes us better. We can be mad. Look, I'm never going to be the hypocrite. I got tired of talking about it. I said he wasn't serious about winning football. On Thursday morning, I said that. But he makes the Pittsburgh Steelers better. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. There's no ifs, ands, or buts that he makes us better. I know there's some people out there that said, just ride with Mason Rudolph. Just ride with Will Howard. Aaron Rodgers is better than those guys. He's better. And if you want to see the Steelers win football games, then don't you want the best possible player out there? So that's my whole thing. David Rogers says 12-5, 13-4. I don't know about that. So, but it gives us there's a possibility. I think the absolute ceiling would be 12-5. The defense has got to play, but I think the absolute ceiling would be 12-5. The one thing that could help is if the Steelers just don't go 3 and out constantly. Even if they don't score, on the drive. You get the ball at the 20 and you go on an 8-play drive, but even if you have to punt from, let's say we have to punt from our own 46-yard line or something, at least you were out there for 8 plays, 3 or 4 minutes, of game time, which equals about 10 minutes of real time, and give the defense a rest. Last year, it was too many 3-and-outs. Just so many 3-and-outs. The defense didn't have a chance to breathe. That's what we got to do. That's what we got to do, is give the defense an opportunity to breathe. So 12-5 can win the division. Yeah, it can. Yeah, it can. So Mark Malone is on Thunderbird on an early Sunday or Saturday afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Mark Malone says 15-2. He has been on Thunderbird early. And that's why we love him. That's why we love him. So, but we'll see. We'll see. But you're right. A lot of people in here saying that Mike Tomlin's got to allow Rodgers to do things. He does. He's got to allow Aaron Rodgers to play football. He can't be putting his thumb on him, telling him, well, don't throw over the middle, don't do. Because my whole thing is this. If you are going to put your thumb on quarterbacks and you're not going to allow them to throw over the middle and check at the line of scrimmage, get us in and out of good plays, whatever the case may be, then why not just play Will Howard? Even Mason Rudolph. Why not just do that? If that's what you're going to do and that's going to be your philosophy, what is the point of bringing in Aaron Rodgers? That's why I say, guys, I think it's going to be different. I think it's going to be different. That's my reasoning, is because there's no reason to bring in Aaron Rodgers if you're not going to allow him to do the things that he can do. Might as well just kept the wide receiver or the quarterback room the exact way that it is and go from there. My man Adam says, I think the O-line will be better as well with Rodgers in more ways. Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't think enough people are talking about that yet. And I'm going to keep stressing it because I've been talking about it since February. The offensive line is the key. I think they're going to be better. Now, if they're not better, then we're starting all over with the offensive line. Because the Steelers have rebuilt the offensive line. Now those guys got to go play well. We've rebuilt it. We have done that. So if they don't play well, we missed, and we got to start all over. I just don't think we've missed, people. I just don't. That might be the fan in me. That might be, just trying to be a super optimist. I get that. I just don't think the Steelers missed on the O-line. I don't. My man Kenneth McNair says Tomlin didn't put the clamps on Rudolph at the end of 2023. No, he didn't. I don't think he'll do it with Rodgers. No, he did not. You're exactly right. He did not put the clamps on Mason Rudolph. He did not. He had him on baby hands Pickett, but he didn't have him on Rudolph. He sure didn't. Or if he did, Mason Rudolph said, damn that. Guys are open over the middle of the field. I'm throwing the ball over the middle of the field. So, yes, we do need depth at tackle. But here's the thing. I'm just talking about if the line stays healthy. Now, that's always an if because it's football. Guys get hurt. But you can't talk in terms of and speculate in terms of, well, if guys are hurt, I'm like, you have to just assume that you're talking about a line that's healthy. Because if guys get hurt, well, Katie bar the door, and that's with any football team. Arts Baby Doll, how are you doing? Thank you for showing up on this early Saturday afternoon. Our man Mark Malone, Arts Baby Doll, has been into Thunderbird early. He's been into the Thunderbird early, talking about the Steelers are going 15-2. So he's been in it. So, Sorry about that. Had to get somebody in here. So, I better keep my word about the Rodgers jersey if he wins a playoff game. Lucas, trust me. Even if I didn't want to keep my word, let's just say I didn't want to. There isn't a person in here that wouldn't remind me every single day until I bought it. It's just that simple. And not only that, I will be more than happy to have one. More than happy to have one. In case anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about, you all know that I do not buy jerseys. That is just not my thing. I've never bought a jersey. I explained it like this. Outside of my wife, my best friend in the world played in the National Football League for 10 years. He was my college roommate. I didn't buy his jersey. I said, and I'm sticking by it, if the Steelers win a playoff game and Aaron Rodgers happens to be the quarterback, I will buy an Aaron Rodgers Steelers jersey. I will 100% do it. Not backing out. Not backing out. Just not going to do that. Y'all know if anything, I keep my word. I could be anything but that. So, and the whole thing about it is that, oh, Lucas, hold on now. Lucas said he's got money on it. So, yeah, that's the thing. I'm with you. You got money that we're going to win a playoff game. I'm with it. Like I said, I'll buy a Rodgers jersey. Now, let me ask y'all this. Is Rodgers going to wear 12 or 8? Now, you know Terry Bradshaw is just badmouth Rodgers. What was that? Week and a half ago? Just badmouthed them all to high hell. I mean, if I'm the Steelers, I say F you, Terry Bradshaw, and I give him 12. That's just me, though. That's just me. First of all, the Steelers and Bradshaw, you know, it's the organization and him don't have the best relationship anyway. They haven't for a long time. So, yeah, I get tired of it. I know, Lucas, it'll be 8 because I guess you have to have permission for Bradshaw to give up the number. I get it. But, yeah, if I'm him, I'm just like, screw you. If I'm the Steelers, no, we're going to go ahead and do this anyway. We don't care what you say. But it is what it is. It is. I just get tired of Terry Bradshaw, though. No, that's not going to happen. DB boys says if he wins the Super Bowl, you got to get an AR-8 tattoo. No, I'm not going to go that far. I'm not going to go. I mean, we'll come up with something, but I'm not a tattoo person, and I'm not afraid to say it. I'm not going to put myself through pain. You know, that is literally the reason why I don't have a tattoo. I've had some cool ideas. I could get my mother's face, my father, my brother. I could do a whole bunch of stuff. The reason I don't have a tattoo is because I don't feel like inflicting myself with pain. I'm not going to do that. So if that makes me a wimp, sissy, punk, whatever, fine. It is what it is. It is what it is. So what's going on, AWOL? How you doing? But yeah, no, we'll have to come up with something else. Can't come up with the tattoo because I'm not going to do that. So Jared Devil said he'll get an AR-8 tattoo if he gets us another ring. Our baby doll, they do hurt. They do hurt. I mean, I'm saying they hurt. I've never had one before, but I'm a wimp. So I'm a wimp. Hey, Grasshopper Plus says the Squealers suck. It's crazy how Browns fans always say stuff like that. I love it. I love it. Face tattoos go south bad. Yeah, you don't have to worry about me getting a face tattoo. So don't have to worry about it. Do I think Roman Wilson will start? You know what? Maybe. I think the Steelers want him to start. I think that's what it is. I think that they want Roman Wilson to start. So appreciate the subscribe, brother. Butthole is his name. I love it. He's subscribing to the channel. Hey, we'll take all orifices, man. Anybody that wants to support, we will take it. I think they do want Roman Wilson to start, though. I think they do want that. But we'll see. We will see. Yeah, I wouldn't mind Roman Wilson starting at all, Arch Baby Doll. I wouldn't mind that at all. Wouldn't mind it at all. So we're winning 3 games. Yeah. If you win 10 or 11 games, you have to win 3. So you're right, Mr. Magic. Yeah, I think Roman's going to have to beat out Woods. I think he will. Roman Wilson is more explosive than Robert Woods. He's a willing blocker, just like Robert Woods. So we'll see. Dutch Carter, if Lavelle Crawford and Marcellus Wiley had a baby, that's what I look like? Your mother thought so too, Dutch. So that's cool. But I'll tell her, though. I'll tell her you think the same thing she does. What up, Robert? How you doing? What's happening? What's happening? Tomlin getting fired this year. No. Dutch mama was on Thunderbird when she was pregnant, probably. Probably. Another man talking about another man's head on the internet. Got it. Again, your mother loves to rub my head, Dutch. But we appreciate you being in here. No, Arch Baby Doll. Tomlin's not going anywhere. He's not. Tomlin would get fired if the Steelers went over. If they don't go over, he ain't getting fired. Torsia, what kind of name is Dutch? I don't know. I don't know. Doo 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 doo. Rotation with Slay. Who's going to be on the rotation with Slay? Jorge. Yeah, we know Cleveland sucks. They do. They do. I am not going to the home opener, but I appreciate anybody that does. We do a live post game or pre game and post game, so it'll be tough for me to get to a football game this year. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Dante, I like Yaya. I like Yaya. He's more of a project than what I think people anticipate. So, but we'll see. Arch Baby Doll, I think our chances are better. Our chances of winning a playoff game got better. I don't know where they're at. I don't know if that means that they're, 60%. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it, but the chances of us winning a playoff game went up now that Rodgers is the quarterback. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but the chances went up. So, Trice, Eccles, Bishop. Well, Trice doesn't play. They're not really the same because Eccles can play outside. Bishop is a slot corner. He's not playing outside. And that Trice is outside guy. So, but we'll see. We'll see. Doo-doo. We will see. Man, if we could do a live broadcast from your tailgate, I mean, that would be wild. That would be wild. A post game and a pre game and a post game from the tailgate. We might have to make that happen, man. We might have to make that happen. I like Beanie Bishop too. I think he's going to be tested by Eccles, though, because if you're asking me these questions, I think Eccles is better than him. I think he's he's got more experience. He's played better. I think he's better. Unless Beanie just steps it up tremendously this year, Eccles might be taking his snaps. So, let's see. Yeah, Eccles is very good in the slot. Versatile, can play outside. Exactly. It was a low-key pickup that the Steelers made. Although I wanted them to go big in free agency on a corner, they went low-key. But I like the pickup. But I think he's better. So I think he's better. But we'll see. Odds of getting John Smith. I don't think that was ever a real deal, man. I don't think that John Smith and his agent were just trying to get some leverage and threw some stuff out there about getting traded. I think the Steelers probably called, but I don't think he wants to leave Miami. So I don't think he wants to leave Miami. Eccles hasn't taken his snaps yet. Well, nobody's taken anybody's snaps yet. So, but we saw Cam Sutton take them last year, which, by the way, was a huge mistake because Cam Sutton couldn't play football anymore. Lord have mercy. Miami's a mess, but it's still Miami. First of all, you're living in Miami, and he set the record. So they're not a mess to him. So I don't know about Pitts. I just haven't been a fan. So I just haven't been a fan of Kyle Pitts the last couple of years, but I don't know that it's all been his fault either. But we'll see. Steelers need 2 lockdown corners. Yeah, I mean, everybody does. So, yeah, I mean, that's the thing about Kyle Pitts. He hasn't been used properly, but you know who did use him properly? He had his best year when Arthur Smith was calling the plays. So it's just something to keep in mind. Is that Kyle Pitts literally had the best year of his career. Now, it was his rookie year, but the best year of his career, Arthur Smith was calling the plays. So, but part of that was because Atlanta had a good running game and they could run the ball and they could play action off of that. Dominique, that's a good question about RB1. I think to start the season, it's going to be Jaylen Warren. But as the season goes on, if Caleb Johnson gets stuff figured out in the passing game, and what I mean by that is pass protection, I think that's going to warrant him being the wide receiver or running back 1 by week 8, week 9. Super chat by my man Claude says, how long would it be weeks before Rodgers starts to throw teammates under the bus? I'm guessing week 4. Well, if that's what you think. If that's what you think, appreciate you supporting the channel. Do we think Corliss Waitman's going to beat out Cameron Johnson? No, I don't. I thought Waitman was great last year, just so we're on the same page. I thought Waitman was great last year, but Johnson's better. So, but he's got to be healthy. But all indications are that he is. But I thought Waitman was great last year. This year. 1 year, $13 million for Aaron, $10 million guaranteed. Is that what it was? I never saw the numbers, but I didn't really look for them. But okay. I don't think Asante Samuel Jr. is healthy, man. I think he's got they came back and said that he had a degenerative something going on with his neck / shoulder that he's had. It's like a birth defect. So I don't know. Hopefully the surgery he has helps him. But if I'm the Steelers, I stay away from that. So that's what we're talking about. Hollywood is Aaron Rodgers. 13.65, 10 million guaranteed. Perfect. So can reach up to 19.5 million. Great. Yeah, Asante Samuel, unfortunately, like I said, he got a stinger, but the stinger, it basically him getting the injury let them know, oh, there's something else going on here. There's something serious going on here. So it's kind of like when somebody gets hurt. Like, remember that LSU player that got hurt that he kept saying, hey, I got a concussion. There's something wrong with my head, something going on. Turned out he had a damn tumor. It's kind of like one of those things. Somebody gets hurt and then they find something worse. So now I don't think the Steelers need to trade for Jalen Ramsey at this point, man, because Jalen Ramsey's going to want a new contract. I don't think we need to pay a cornerback $25 million. So cervical fusion, says Arts Baby Doll, maybe. Yeah, I don't know, CID. It's not that I wouldn't want Ramsey on the team. Don't get me wrong. He upgrades the Steelers tremendously. But I don't want to pay him $28 million. I don't want to do that. So Clifford, I know that was talk. We talked about that a couple weeks back. I don't think the Saints are in the mood to trade him. I wish they would, because I would take him, but I don't think they're going to trade. I don't think they're in the mood to trade him. And Adam, they're not going to trade for Jameson Williams. Here's the thing. George Pickens is a better receiver than him. But George Pickens had attitude issues, and the Steelers got rid of that. They didn't want to pay him. So now you're going to go pay a guy, because Williamson is going to want a new contract soon. You're going to pay that guy who's been suspended, 3 different times already? Steelers are not trading for that. He's a talent. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he isn't. But Pickens is better than him. So why would you trade Pickens, who's not been suspended by the league, for this guy? They're not going to do that. So, yep, Arch Baby Doll, I'm excited too. I think everybody should be excited to see what the offense is. Now, we get to week 4 and the offense hasn't changed. Well, then it's Katie bar the door. I think we should all throw our hands up and be pissed. Yes, CID, we're paying Minka to guard the stands. You're right. You know how I feel about that. So, hey, just as a reminder, guys, I'm about to jump off here in a quick sec. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, make sure that you do. Make sure you subscribe. Do us all a favor, man. Y'all hit that like button. Pound the like button. When this video goes off, go leave a comment in there. All that good stuff, man. I appreciate all of y'all showing up on this Saturday early afternoon. I know y'all got stuff to do. I got some stuff to do. I'm gonna go have some fun. It's a nice day out today. I'm gonna go hit the Thunderbird and go jump in the pool. That's what I'm gonna do. So remember, we got the merch store open. SteelersAlmightyShop.com. Make sure you guys go there, pick up your Steelers Almighty gear. That is out. Memberships also available. Like I said, we got memberships for anybody that wants to help support the channel in that way. Appreciate you guys. You see all the members that get their comments and questions pulled up in the live chat. That is something that we always do and give you guys that grace for helping support the channel. Absolutely, Tom. I'm doing a cannonball. 100%. 100%. So 100%. It's hot. It's 95 degrees today. I'm getting my Thunderbird. I'm throwing on some shorts. I'm throwing on shorts because we're having people over. If we weren't, I wouldn't be doing nothing. Just jumping in. My wife don't like when I do that, but it is what it is. It's my pool, my rules. I'll do what I want. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, man. I appreciate you guys, man. I might be on tomorrow again, just BSing with y'all like we did today. Just BSing, man. So I appreciate it. Love you guys, man. I will talk to you guys soon. And aloha.